From 1946 to 1948, the aftermath of the destruction. Many people wonder how many people were in the camps or how many people died. It is difficult to estimate a population of people even in calm times. During the Holocaust, it was even harder. People often hid or pretended to be someone else so the Nazis would not arrest them. Many people left Europe illegally. No one knows the exact number of people who were imprisoned in the camps during the years they were used by the Nazis. However, the Nazis kept records about the trains and people that arrived at the camps. They wrote down how many people were on each train. They kept long lists of the prisoners who died or were murdered each day. When the Allies were close to liberating the camps, the Nazis tried to burn the lists. They did not have enough time, so many of the records still exist. It is difficult to estimate the number of people who died during the Holocaust. Think about a few of the ways people died. In ghettos, they were starved or shot. On the trains going to concentration camps, in the gas chambers at the killing centers, from too much work and too little food in the concentration and labor camps, and on the death marches. One common estimate of the Jewish people who died is 6 million people, but saying 6 million Jews leaves out the other people who died, like Poles, Gypsies, homosexuals, prisoners of war, and Jehovah's Witnesses. We know the Nazis killed millions of people, but the exact number will never be known. People who lived through the Nazi efforts against them are called Holocaust survivors. At the end of the war, they could not just return to their lives before this period. Most had lost everything: their family members, their homes, their furniture, their money. Some children were so young that they did not remember their own names. Places called displaced persons camps, or DP camps, were set up to help family members find each other and to provide a temporary place for people to live. Trying to rebuild a normal life was difficult for the Holocaust survivors. Life after the war was different for the perpetrators. The ones who fled the country often created a new life for themselves. Many moved to the United States and Canada. Others returned to their homes and did not talk about their actions during the war. A few Nazi leaders were tried for their crimes in the Nuremberg Trials. They were charged with crimes against humanity. Several, including Adolf Hitler, killed themselves at the end of the war before the trials began. 21 men were tried in the first set of trials. Most of them, when asked, said they were just following orders. Of this group, 14 were sentenced to death by hanging. Later, another series of trials were held for 185 more people who were involved in these crimes. Of the thousands of people who required to kill millions, very few were ever charged with a crime.